everybody to the Call of Duty Rec League. Here we are straight into the game. Chicago Hunted versus the Minnesota Floppr. Both these teams 2-0, like we said before. Invasion HP to start this one out, and it looks like the Minnesota Floppr have that P1 control.
Yeah, they are locking this one down. The sub duo, Minister and Alex. They're going to be the duo to watch out for on this invasion, but here comes the push from the Hunted. They're going to be able to find one Lime. Minister doing the thing. Don't know, man, how he managed to get that kill. I am flabbergasted trying to cast over that, but it looks like Minnesota Floppr, they're going to be off to a strong start. And look at Joey. He's already playing the cut for the P2 rotation.
Joey, what they need, and he gets cut down as well. A fight for the P2. Minnesota Floppr on their way toward it, and I mean, they got it, Zenny. I mean, this is a nightmare situation for the Chicago Hunted. Skitty trying to make their way to the street side, but Minnesota Floppr, they're ready for the push. Look at those arrows. They are coordinated, and they're finding the cuts.
Yeah, Joey with a nice kill there. I know he has the benefit of the heady, but still an impressive kill nonetheless. Closure, though. Slips the net, manages to get behind him.
No.
Nade to the face, but not before he manages to flip the spawns. They are going to be spawning the palace side, which, I'm going to be honest, I actually don't prefer for this hill. You funnel super easily into all these players sitting on the street, as Lime demonstrates for us. C finds two, gets caught in the middle of the reload, hits him with the reach out, going to be able to find the third. And we are through 2.5 hills, and Chicago Hunted has not touched the hard point yet.
I mean, you can see it at the top, but I didn't want to say anything about it. Chicago Hunted at that palace side of the map, and the P3 rotation firmly in control of the Minnesota Floppr. You see Nister turn around, gets cut down. Nice shots out of closure right there. Roof Piggy gonna find another as well. So now the Chicago Hunted, they're most definitely going to get a point on the board. There it goes, and you got a long way to cut the lead, but hey, they didn't break the 100-point barrier yet, so a full 60 here and a rotation to P4 would do the trick. But I mean, hey, I'm looking a little too far forward. Minnesota Floppr picking up the kills. Can they find the break?
Yeah, here comes the wave of purple and blue, and that's going to do it right there. Clean 4 down once again from the Minnesota Floppr, and they look pretty stellar so far. You'll notice these players have switched to majority of the AR weapon here on this hill, as his super difficult with the Rival 9 to be able to hold down that lane and stay inside the hill. We should expect them to switch back as we get over to this P4 rotation through to P1, but as you can see, Lime and Nister, they have switched over to the AR. They are going to try to get inside of this P4. However, early time for this is going to go toward the Hunted once it pops. Lime, he's doing everything he can, and he is getting juked out a little bit there. Eventually manages to find the kill with the Renetti, but the Chicago players, they swarm him out, and they're going to get a good time here on the early starts of the P4.
In Chicago, they need to find this time. You know, they broke early there in the P3, but they weren't able to find a lot of points. I think they only got themselves around 13. They do find the rotation, so it pans out, but you're still down over 100 points before that hill pop. Big two-piece out of closure right there. He doesn't find the third, but it's all left up to Relic right here. Can Alex find the kill? He does. Good grief, Zay, this is not what you want to see. I mean, in the back pocket, you got the palace spawns, but at what cost? You're down 123 to 35. The scrap time goes the way of Floppr, and you see Joey. He's already making his way up the street. Roof Piggy with a big two-piece to open things up, get a little quick view of that map right there. You see Chicago, they're in the palace, and Minnesota, they're playing the battering ram strat. They're trying to break in.
You know, in earlier CODs, you'd look at the scoreline and you'd be like, well, I mean, this got the writing on the wall for Chicago Hunted. I mean, they're already down 100. This is going to be it. Not in MWIII, and especially not on Invasion. This P5 has the capacity to be game-changing to the point where it's giving me a little bit of a fur ball inside of the neck. However, Joey has managed to slip through, and now the rest of his team comes swarming in. This is a must-win battle for the Hunted. If they want to stay in this game, if they allow Minnesota to break here, this might be game over.
Joey full health, trying to chow onto that hill. He gets the awkward mantle right there. You still got two Minnesota players fighting for it, jumping through the window. Yeah, I mean, both the same window. That's a little overzealous there, don't you think? But Chicago Hunted, I mean, they cut the lead to half. This is what you wanted to see. Roof Piggy locking down here in the P1. And I mean, look at the scoreboard. Look at the actual score. I mean, if you look at the scoreboard, you wouldn't expect Minnesota Floppr to be up as much as they are right now. I mean, they're up around 60, around 50 now. So, I mean, maybe I'm gassing it a little bit, but the slaying is darn near even right now. Minnesota Floppr in control of that P1. These next set of kills are big ones, Any.
Yeah, for sure. But I mean, as you're talking about, you can see how quickly Chicago Hunted have, tightened that gap just a bit, and now their goal break into the P1 to get some time here and help make this game a little bit closer. Alex gonna be the closest one to the time, helps Chow with Mister. That's gonna find the first. Turns, almost burns on a Relic, but he does manage to get the kill. Mister, last one left. He's gonna go ahead and hit the rotation to P2. And the rest of the kills will be around the P1. Lime finding one as well. Deciding to challenge Old. Relic manages to find that kill over towards Old. Here comes Joey challenging in. Cleans up the kill, and now it's off to the races. Skitty going to be up to the Clut. He's going to be able to find one. Does not turn around and find the player behind him. This is going to get that, but the trades are in for the Hunted, and they are going to first time have the rotation over towards P2. And if they can get some good time on this, they will be able to take the lead with a full 60.
And, in Minnesota's Floppr situation, I don't know if I like Pound for that old scrap time there. You have the lead already. You just want to advance a little bit more, but you could have played for that rotation. Hey, I mean, let's see what happens here. Can Chicago Hunted lock down the P2? Relic putting in shots back and forth. Nice prone there, but he doesn't find the kill. Lime with a big one. Alex with another one. And there's the quick break for the Minnesota Floppr. I eat my words. The rotation didn't matter because they break on in swiftly. 30 seconds left to go, and this would put them over the double century mark here, but, I mean, closure. I mean, how do you stop that?
Yeah, I mean, that guy's legend. He finds two, and I mean, at this point, Minnesota Floppr, you most surely cannot go for the scrap time, but closure overheats a little bit on the hill, and Chicago, what would have been game-tying time, essentially, goes the way of nobody, completely white, and has given Lime a chance to slip through, creating a pinch for Minnesota on this new rotation. The kills, they continue to go back and forth, a pinstripe kill feed, and it's Skitty who's going to be getting this early time for Chicago. But here comes the waves. Minnesota, they are pushing from multiple angles. The comms are coming through different times, and they have found themselves in quite the pinch here, Jake.
Nitz finds the kill onto the player on time. That kind of shakes things up a little bit. You could see Relic was looking for him, but he wasn't able to find that kill quick enough. This next 40 seconds could dictate the game here, Zenny, depending on what occurs. Big kills back and forth. Chicago Hunted, they find their way opening up that hill, but you got to find that time. 29 seconds left to go. This could darn near, even up the score line. Almost pull it within 10, and you're still fighting for the rotation there. You see Relic on the other side of the map against 3 Floppr members, but he's going to be the first one able to lock down the P4 area. Can he find any kills? No, he will not, but you see player 6, that's going to be closure. He's unaware of the position of the rest of the squad. He turns around, and the kill comes through. Minnesota Floppr, they're holding the rotation for now.
Honestly, when I'm playing this map, what I'm thinking right now is I am not worried about this P4 time. I'm worried about that rotation to P5. Sure, just make sure that the other team can't win it here.
Oh, no.
But you really need to make sure that that rotation to P5 gets secured, else the other team is going to rack up a full 60, 95% of the time. But Chicago, they don't care. They hit for this P4, and they get a nice 4 down. They're trying to lock it in, but Minnesota, they come back with a vengeance. Alex, going to be the closest one to hill. The trophy protecting Relic for now, but here comes the double count. Both players from Minnesota, they slide in, find the easy kill, and now it's off to the foot races, but it's not a race at all. As we can see, Minnesota Floppr, they have the old hill, and they are firmly rotated onto P5, and this one's got the writing on the walls. They will be within 3 points of winning if they can get a full 60 on P5.
See Skitty trying to work up, but it is all for naught as he gets cut down. The rest of the Chicago Hunted spawning so far away. You see player 7 along with player 5. They're deep. This initial time is most definitely going to go the way of Minnesota Floppr, but the question becomes, how do they deal with the push? It's coming from the middle side of the map. You see, that's going to be Lime. He's trying to lock it down. He's making those call-outs happen. There's one player, player 7, going to be pushing through the left side of the map. He's getting caught, though. You see Lime, he picks up 2. He shuts down that middle push, but it's going to be Closure or Relic still around. He's able to find 1. How many more can he find? Lime looking for him. He finds it. That's a big safety net right there.
Oh my God.
Finds another as well. Lime on a 7 streak. He gets that cruise missile, and that could be a big moment here in this game. I mean, the Chicago Hunted, they were working up quick, but Lime shuts them down, and the Minnesota Floppr, they look to get a full 60 here.
At this point, Chicago Hunted, you have to abandon this hill. It is not worth it to hit anymore. You're giving up the rotation. I mean, Ninstar, he's already inside getting the kills. They flip the spawns on you. You are behind. And for what? Not a single second gain off of P5. It's all about the P1 here. Ninstar finds the first kill. Lime inside. Skitty with a kill, but Alex on the trade. And it's all coming down to this. They need 3 seconds. The players from Hunted get cleared off. And Minnesota Floppr take it in a nice scoreline, 250 to 215.
Well, I mean, the Minnesota Floppr started out extremely hot, but I mean, that P5 rotation from the Chicago Hunted the first time around really brought them back into the game and then some. I mean, that was
with the bomb. And let's see what they're thinking on the offensive side as they start off. And it looks like it's just going to be another hit towards mid, but also a lot of pressure towards A.
a lot of pressure toward A. This is not what we were expecting, Zenny. Joey gonna chow it quickly. Relic backs off, but is able to find one. And if you're Relic, I would not reach out that. You take your man advantage, you run away with that one. You got 3 players toward the cafe area. Shot still going in from Roof Piggy. Lime gonna back on out. Alex, not much information. He's playing that red side area. Skitty's pushed up so far at that B bomb site. You're gonna have to get some info, and you're gonna have to get lucky. Let's see if Nister can use the smoke to do that. Ooh.
Alex finds the second, or finds the first rather for his team. I got the teams mixed up there for a second, but Lime managed to sneak behind Skitty, and that's going to be a quick flip on its head. Chicago, they got the first blood, and then it has been Minnesota ever since. Bomb getting laid down. Relic is having to full wrap back towards Top Church, and Minnesota turned this around on its head with a small rotation, and I mean, this is an unwinnable for Relic. He manages to not, extend the round any longer, falls straight off, and Minnesota Floppr, they are looking clean so far this S&D.
I mean, I hate to be that guy, Zenny. I know we're in the Call of Duty Rec League, but Chicago Hunted, they most definitely tried to do way too much there. They could have sat there and just held their left trigger and looked at where they were looking and won that round for free, but they tried to push up too far. They tried to do too much. If you're in a 4v3, let them plant that bomb. Try to make him do something. They didn't have to do nothing right there. Minnesota Floppr, they find the picks for free. They get the round win. Chicago Hunted, you got to be a little bit more disciplined next time.
Yeah, it's all about the discipline in S&D, especially when you get that early man advantage. Relic does a great job of finding the first blood, and unfortunately, for Chicago, they don't manage to hold on to it. However, Closure, getting frisky with it, does manage to find the first blood again. So 2 of the way of Chicago Hunted, and then Closure, he pops up, he finds 2 of his own. 2v4 now for the Minnesota Floppr, and that is going to be a pick. A bomb going to be dropped on the B zone. So, good news for Minnesota. They know that the bomb was pushed down. And Alex actually finds 2 of his own.
Oh, no.
Evens us up to a 2v2, but some weird timing happens. Nister completely removes himself from the idea that Closure would be on the bomb. And Closure actually working for the ace. Let's see if he closes it out.
Ooh, let's see. I like the Closure bar. All right, Zenny, I feel you. 1v1 scenario. Closure trying to even the odds here. Alex on a 4 as well, so keep that in the back of your mind. Closure, he could be over here, doesn't want to do too much, but Alex is playing the 50-50, saying if you go A, I'll let it slide, and that's exactly what Closure is going to do. 1v1 scenario, 45 seconds left to go, and Alex, he's got a lot to clear, let me tell you, but 45 seconds left to go. It's most definitely doable. Closure playing those cement walls. He doesn't spot him, and the kill comes in. Closure, yeah, he closes it out, as we were saying before.
Yeah, and that's going to be the ace for him as he goes on a 4 streak, wins his team that round. And a beautiful play, he wrapped through the smoke, pinched the guy on bridge, took the child Top Church, and then having to catch a timing on Ninstar. I don't know what that was on the bomb. Maybe he just didn't see him, and maybe he got tunnel vision on the guy. But Ninstar did his job. He got his one. Super unfortunate for Alex. I always feel like playing post plan in a 1v1 scenario when you have to defuse is so difficult. There's just so many spots that they could be sitting, and I mean, he did the best that he could. It's just unfortunate. Closure had the right angle, but now it looks like we're going to see a bit of a more default setup from Minnesota, and I actually am not a fan of this play as it gives up so much map control. And you'll actually see they're not watching mid at all. Someone could sneak right through here, but Closure doesn't need to do that. He just shakes the chow. He's going to go on a 5 spree.
Yeah, I mean, they just kind of hedge their bets that they're not going to hit mid, and that's exactly what goes on. Chicago hunted. They have that map control on either side of the bomb, A or B. But Minnesota, they have time on their side. 55 seconds left to go. 3-4 situation. And, I mean, it's a tough hill to climb, no doubt about it. All these players locked down. Player 6 could maybe scam, but it's going to take some scamming to do so. Looks like the bomb going toward A, though.
Yeah, and this is just the problem with taking so long to maneuver and not using your utility correctly, not taking middle control.
Oh, no.
Super difficult. Alex looking like he might have to get team killed here because there's no way for them to get the bomb with them lagging out. So that's going to be unfortunate. I think that this round is going to end up going the way of Minnesota.
Oh, he's back.
He's back. He is all good in the hood, and they managed to find the second. Alex actually gets that kill. But here comes from the smoke, Piggy and Relic. They managed to find those kills, and Mister's left all alone. Bit of a weird round, I must say. You know.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a weird one. I mean, I thought he was lagging out for sure there, but hey, I mean, he's back. He's moving. He was moving toward that bomb, no doubt about it. So Chicago hunted. Go up 2-1, just kind of an awkward situation. Hey, if you're Minnesota, though, you got to take that one on the chin. It was offense anyway. It was a 4v3. Tough round to win. You just got to forget about it. Maybe laugh it off. It was silly, that's for sure. But now we're back. Let's close out this defense. Minnesota Floppr, they want to even up the score here 2-2.
Yeah, take this one back. And right now, I think after that first round where Chicago kind of threw it away, they got a little too, they wanted to do a little too much, as you said. They've changed it up. They've played a lot more discipline. They've got the map control. They've held it down. And I'm excited to see what they can do in this round. And it looks like it's going to come to a head early on here at the B zone. Same somewhere smoke, but look at Lime. Heads up play. Seen this one before. Does not let it happen again.
Yeah, I mean, I like the adjustment there. I like the adjustment. It finds you that first blood. Minnesota Floppr, but it evens the odds there. Relic picks off Joey. She got Nister on the flank, but he reads the flank as well. Big 2 kills out of Relic right there. Might be a round saver for the time being, and they're going to take that, and they're going to go A. They said, hey, both the A guys chowed. Let's get over there, and that's exactly what they're doing. Minnesota Floppr stacked up at the B site, but Roof Piggy, he's getting that bomb down. He's laying that rock toward that bus side.
Yeah, lay the rock. That's how you win these rounds. Now, it's just a simple 2 versus 3 conversion for the hunted. Bomb down. 30 seconds. Alex with a crazy chow. Almost wins it. That's insane that he got that close. Relic, the heady, the MCW, too strong. Leaving Lime in the 1 versus 3. And this is one of those that you just you have to give it a shot. But at the end of the day, it's going to take a massive sell out of the hunted in order for them to lose this one. Clock ticking down. Lime manages to find a good gunfight when it was, but the kills go back the way of hunted, and they go up 3-1.
The headshot multiplier goes crazy. He finds that kill, but not the round. 3-1 now for the side of the Chicago hunted. I almost said the Burgers. That was last series, but here we are. Karachi search and destroy 3-1 in the favor of the Chicago hunted. Can they close this out? They're kind of showing us what they're made of here, Zenny. That hard point, or at least the beginning, was not who they are.
Yeah, a much different start to this game than the hard point. And even for them going down, almost 0 to 100, they managed to bring it back. They were pretty close to taking that one down. Just a couple of misplays that cost them it, but here they are on the defensive side of things. There's the smoke out from Minnesota, but not before Piggy finds the first kill. He is getting flown on inside out, man. What a crazy gunfight went, and look at where that bomb is down. Such an awful position. Alex is going to have to fly forward. Piggy finds the third. Can he find the ace? Maybe? Nah.
Nope.
He's stuck behind him.
Too much. You got to pick up that bomb if you're Lime. He jumps right on top of it. 1v2 situation. They know where he is. He's trapped on in. Relic has the left. And closure, he's got the sub to shut him down. Chicago hunted. They find another round, and boy, they are running away with this one, Zenny.
They are not only running away, they are sprinting away, tack sprinting away with this one, if you would. And I mean, Chicago, they look clean so far in this S&D, like we talked about, like you said. Only that first round where they tried to do a little too much, they just cooled off. They said, guys, we know how to play S&D. And honestly, it's just been all Chicago hunted, really, taking turns making play. We've seen Closure, Relic, and Roof Piggy doing it all. I think Skitty's up for a round here soon.
Let's see what he can do here. Player 5, Skitty. They're going A, and Minnesota Floppr sending nobody that direction besides Nister. So he's going to have an Empire coming his way. Let's see if he can find anything. He doesn't. Roof Piggy with the first blood. Skitty still around, but that bomb, it can go down for free. You see this player, top 3, that's going to be Alex. He needs to find maybe 1, but he's not spotting that bomb. That bomb's going to go down. 4v3 scenario, but they're ready for the retake.
Yeah, and Relic wins a huge gunfight win. Roof Piggy is ready for the pinch. I mean, it's just been systematic from here. Joey gonna be able to find 1, but I mean, it's just one of these things, man. You get put in a situation like this, you have to hope the other team makes a colossal error. And 2-0, both of these teams 2-0 so far in our Gold Premade division. 9 times out of 10, they're not going to, make a mistake and cause this one to be winnable. I mean, even with 2 there, it's 12 seconds on the clock. It's simply impossible. There's just no way the kills come through. And that's going to put these guys on game point for map number 2.
That might have been the dagger round. Zenny 1-1 could very well be the series score after this next round. But hey, it's not over until you get to that 6th round. Now, is it Minnesota Floppr? Not out of it yet. The one tough thing for them is they are on the offensive end to try to kind of start the start of this comeback. They do have some kills to their side. I mean, you look at the scoreboard, they're not too different. They're a little different. A lot of 6s on the other side, but we got some 5s. We got a 3 over here and a 2. I mean, these rounds have been close, no doubt about it. You just kind of have to close them out. Let's see what Minnesota Floppr does here. Chicago Hunting sending 2, make it 3 toward that A site. This is going to be a tough hill to climb.
Yeah, and look at how fast Closure has already pushed up into red. He is getting this map control early, knows that the door opens. Nope, never mind. Gets shut, but Roof Piggy finds one on the other side of the map toward the middle. Manages to get away with his life. Very impressive sprinting skills out of him. Closure running around, spot Slime in the middle. Easy kill for him. Shoot him in the back.
2 kills go the way of Minnesota Floppr. This one isn't over yet. Player 5 versus player 1 is kind of a serious one, but they both run away from each other. Now, it's going to be Joey and Closer. He runs right in front of him. The kill comes through. It's going to be Alex against 2 with 40 seconds left to go. One thing that's in his favor is that these 2 players are split up, nowhere near each other. Closer's going to be near that bomb, but he's not on top of it, so you just got to find one to make this happen. He saw him, though, and he finds the kill. Chicago Hunted with a swift 6-1 victory in the search and destroy to even the series at 1 here.
Yeah, and honestly, I think Chicago Hunted just outmatched Floppr in every way in that SMD. From discipline to, creative.
To the Call of Duty Rec League. Map 3, here we go. Control Highrise. It's going to be the Minnesota Floppr versus Chicago Hunted. If you forgot, guys, let me just remind you, the 1-1 series, the swing game mode is ever so important, especially in this moment. Wouldn't you agree, Denny?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it was you who coined the infamous stat. 75% of the time, the team that wins the control wins the series, and that could not be more true in this case. And Minnesota Floppr, they are doing a wonderful job playing TDM to start. They've got the Chicago Hunted basically stuck in their spawn. And I'm not gonna lie to you, some of these ledges are a bit stair glitchy. I don't know if you you know that, but you can get quite a disgusting head glitch by laying down on these ledges.
I mean, look at that life count, 29-18. I mean, this is not the start that Chicago was looking for, especially after a dominant search and destroy win, 6-1. If you weren't here, 29-18 is the life count. 30 seconds left to go. They cannot get out of the spawn. Roof Piggy, though, he's on a mission. Let's see if he can find any kills here.
Yeah, he did manage to slip the net. He's looking for one, looking to break his team out. He's just going to have to go ahead and pause that timer, and look at it. Literally, people on the Minnesota Floppr are just not caring. They're continuing to play for those spawn kills, and finally, here comes Lime on the forward, trying to shut them down, and the kills do manage to come through. And the kills, they continue to fly the way of Floppr. 6-0 start for Lime. And I mean, 25-9 life count is absurd.
I mean, Lime is just a dog. What can I say? He's a dog and he's a fruit all at the same time. He's a sour one as well. 6-0 to start this one out. He finds 2 more. 8 streak for Lime. And, I mean, Chicago Hunted, you got to think that's going to be a factor going forward. They're going to see Lime, and they're going to say, let's not chow that.
I'm not sure if I've ever seen such a dominant round of control. That was
That's a high-rise cheese?
That, to be fair, that is indeed the high-rise cheese. That's certainly how this map can play at play sometimes. Just teams taking turns spawn trapping each other. Obviously, a little less bad on the defensive side of things because the teams just, they'll hop on the point and they won't spawn trap you for 6 years. But when you're on offense, that spawn trap can feel like the blender that it is. And listen, I mean, sometimes you just gotta take a route to get out of that spawn trap.
I mean, it was given the same vibe as when Temp's team played FaZe and they went down 30-6 life count or something crazy, and he left the game. I mean, you didn't know about that? I mean, that was a sight to see, Zenny.
Oh, I believe it. Oh.
That'll be Atlanta FaZe. Minnesota Floppr on that point. They're not having the slow start that Chicago Hunted had. They are down in life count, but I mean, they got streaks to work with, and they got a player on A. Joey gonna be trying to make the play, but he doesn't. 2 kills go the favor of Chicago. And now the spawn trap is, on the cards. Closure looking for a kill onto anybody, but Minnesota Floppr, they're going to be trying to make their way out of the base, and it looks like they are not as pressurized as the Chicago Hunted were last time around.
Yeah, I think Chicago Hunted just taking a little bit longer to get set up in those power positions that they would like to be in, but the kills, they continue to come through. Closure, Skitty doing what they can. 2 are going to fall from Floppr, and look at Closure. He is perched up. He is looking for these spawn kills, but Alex, having slipped the net, being next to the propane tank, he's going to cause some issues, allow his teammates to take some routes, but Lime gets picked off, and I think we're starting to see the beginnings of the spawn trap here. But number 7,
there we are.
He is on a route. He is trying to make his way out of this point, try to get something happening. But I think this is, like you said, the high-rise cheese.
I'm starting to see exactly why, the last round occurred, because it seems like this isn't too difficult to set up, Zenny. I mean, Joey's finding kills, though. He found his way on the point. He's just trying to open up the map, but with 7 seconds left to go, I don't think anyone's going to make it, and it looks like we're going to be going through the first 2 rounds, Zenny, with 0 ticks on the board for either team. I mean, would you look at that?
Yeah, so out of all the control maps, this is definitely my least favorite. Guys, alright, welcome to map number 3. If you've missed the series so far, these teams have played it fiercely close in the hard point. It was 250 to 215, and then the S&D was 6-1. So as we hop into our TDM matchup here, loading into Slayer on Highrise, both of these teams have the slaying capacity, and actually look at Closure on a 6-free himself. I think that means there are currently 3 cruise missiles in the pockets of these players. So hopefully these streaks can, I hope they save them for offense, so we can actually, see something happen on one of those offensive rounds for these teams.
Well, Roof Piggy's going to make something happen. I can promise you that. He makes his way around the back of the map. He finds one. Can he find another? A shot onto Lime here would be big, but he doesn't do it. And the spawn trap, oh, would you look at that? It's in. Okay, I'm going to stop complaining about it because I'm not going to complain about it the whole time, but a big kill out of Alex right there. They're trying to open up that left side of the map, and I think now if you're Chicago, this is when you start utilizing some of those streaks in your back pocket.
Yeah, they've only got the 1, I believe, from Closure, and he has pushed his way out. The kills, they continue to find their way as they continue to push up. They get rid of this spawn trap, and this could be the chance for them to make their mark, to get some ticks on the board. But right now, the stuns, the nades, they continue to fly through. Lime slides in, does not win that gunfight. Incredible kill out of Closure, and that keeps Chicago Hunted alive. Number 2, Relic, is looking to keep these spawn trap, and we could very well see the spawn trap flipped on its head as the offense taking the map.
Ooh. This is something. This is most definitely something, Zenny. You get 1 tick on that B point. The cruise is coming in. I think I just saw another one fly through as well. I mean, no trophy. No, it does not. There's a trophy there. Shuts it down. No damage done on the point. Now the kill's still coming in. They get that B point, and it's so close to A. They can make their way across the map right now, but they got to fight through Alex.
Yeah, and there it is. They continue to try to hold this spawn trap in. Closure does not see Alex in the railway. He is going to be the last line of defense. Does get taken down. However, number 7, Joey, slipped through the net with 11 health, and Good is going to fall. And they continue to just find them off of spawn. Closure, don't know if you saw in the stat line, he started off 0-9. He is now 12-2 since round number 1. This guy has turned it around. The line. Kaboom for coffee as he finds and clears off half of the map, including his teammate. and that could very well spell disaster for the Hunted.
Roof Piggy with a big one, though. That opens things up, and they get a 4th tick in the round. They find one onto A, so they're not out of this just yet. Only 8 lives left to go for the Minnesota Floppr. You could very well just play TDM as long as you're able to get outside of your spawn and make a way to win this round. But hey, if you do it by ticks, that's a huge W at the end of the day. They find their way onto that point. It's going to be Skitty all alone. Is he able to find another? The shot's not good for Nister. He finds the kill. 2nd tick on the board. Can Minnesota Floppr make it back in time? Skitty cutting heads. What? Alex gonna make the contest. The kill's coming in for Minnesota Floppr, and it looks like they're gonna last another moment, but hey, Alex, he's the last one for the team, and Roof Piggy, he can't find him.
It does eventually clean them up, though, as the kills will go their way. They will clean that one up. And Chicago Hunted, they flipped the spawn trap on its head. They spawn trapped the defense that time, and it helped them to win the first offensive round of the map. And now all they have to do is set up a nice, clean spawn trap on the defense, and they will go up 2-1 in the series.
It most definitely will. Minnesota Floppr. Now's their time to kind of show what you're made of, I would say. You got to even the odds here in order to go to that round 5. And I mean, if you could find all the ticks, then you could very well get the defense here. But I mean, it's easier said than done moment, Zenny. But Roof Piggy jumping off the map to start things out. That's not what you want to see for the Chicago Hunted. Relic still chilling up top, though. Let's see what they can do with it. You got 3 Minnesota Floppr players around B, but it looks like the cleanup is there. Lime left all alone, but they're not going to target him just yet. He's just going to chill on the point for the time being. The rest of the Minnesota Floppr tasked with finding themselves a couple kills.
Yeah, I wonder how popular that strategy will be. If there's only one person that slipped through and is on a point, how popular will it be to just forget about him and continue to spawn trap the rest of the team? And it's interesting interesting idea to think about when the pros finally get around to playing this map more than once at a time. But nevertheless, Minnesota, they've done a great job of breaking through here. They've taken a ton of map control. The kills have just continued to fly in their way, and that, unfortunately, because of Joe's positioning, he's actually spawning them on top of the A zone line, though. There's a force to hold this point. It's going to be him. However, he does get taken down. Some stabilization in the cards for the Hunted, but this round is still very much up in the air with 2 minutes on the clock.
Yeah, that was looking very dangerous for the Chicago Hunted for just a moment. They were caught in that spawn trap for, a little bit right there, but they're able to stabilize, like you said. I mean, Joey had them spawning toward A, so that was kind of a problem for them. Now Chicago Hunted, they flip the script. They're about to start the spawn trap on to the Minnesota Floppr. Let's see how these kills come in from the other side of the map. Closure, playing his life well, doesn't get cut down. 7 OBJ kills for him right now. Those are big ones. But Minnesota Floppr, I mean, I would play this slow and steady. Don't bite off more than you could chew. But Lime says, hey, I'm going. He's pushing the left side of the map. Let's see if he can make a play here.
He's looking to make a play. Roof Piggy with an insane gunfight win on top. Skitty gonna find the second, taking his route through Nister. Manages to find the kill, breaks something open, Lime with the second. And this is honestly a spot where I kind of want to see Floppr bust out these cruise missiles. That you are not guaranteed a round 5 here. Closure. Aim assist dragged every which way, but Skitty and Relic are there to help clean up. Closure slides in 2 on the trade back for Floppr. Alex picking up 2 of his own. The hedgehogs come through, but here comes Relic on the pin.
No.
And he burns almost onto Lime, helping save the day for Chicago Hunted. And I think at this point you have to use these streaks here, Jake.
See one come in for the Chicago Hunted. Can it find anything? Not sure it will. It finds one onto Nister. That's a hard one to swallow. 4 lives left, and Lime calls in the other one. A big kill would have to happen here in order for this round to be won by the Chicago Hunted. Does the trophy stop it? No, it does not. That's an opener right there. And there's another player on the inside of blue. Lime finds a second as well. 2v4 situation. If you're Lime, you got to stay alive for your teammate. Joey's making the play, and he's able to find the opening blood. 3v2 scenario, but he doesn't play his life. 3v1 now for Lime. Shots come in. Chicago Hunted. They close out the game 3. Going up 2-1 in the series. I mean, that was a back and forth bonanza, Zenny. Chicago Hunted, though, they come out on top with some very solid slings.
Yeah, first 2 rounds we were watching team deathmatch, but towards the end, some actual...
So I think for either of these teams, you have an easy out to be like, all right, this is where we win the series right here, no matter what. So I think Minnesota Floppr is probably confident. I think Chicago Hunted are probably maybe a little bit more confident, but not too much more. I think both of these teams are going to be playing to the best of their abilities. And I mean, you see it right here, Joey, first blood.
Yeah, and it's always a little bit, lopsided for this map on Subbase. The good side has the P2 rotation and gets to the hill before the bad side, and the kills that continue to go either way. Closure manages to find one on the hill. Skitty is going to be the key player to watch for Hunted. He could flip these spawns. Never mind, Lime hunts him down, call him the Predator, but Roof Piggy, we saw this guy taking routes in the high rise. He does it again, finds two, and helps his team push onto this P2, but the spawns, they are still in the back.
Yeah, Minnesota Floppr, they get the good spawns. They have those hard spawns in the back of that P3 area, so you're gonna have to get a couple more kills to maybe lock down some time here. Skitty, though, he's gonna bust it right open, and Minnesota Floppr, I mean, they're in the back foot now. Chicago Hunted, they're able to get in this hill quite easily, but it looks like they think that there is a very high pressure imminent, and there most certainly is. Multiple Minnesota Floppr members around, but they deal with it accordingly, and now this 44 seconds is theirs to lose.
Setup on P2 can be the most deadly on this map if you know how to set it up, and right now it is just going to go Chicago Hunted's way, especially when they've got players spawning on the natural pinch. But Minnesota, they do a good job of cleaning up the players. Alex, a nice kill out of him, and they have the P3 rotation. Not the biggest thing in the world, as you mainly want the top third control. Remember, on this P3, white time is good time. Any time that you can get to run down that clock is going to be good for you, as you could take the lead later and let that game clock run out. But Relic, I don't think he's interested in white time as he searches for it, but the trades are there, and Floppr do a great job on that P2 and P3.
You see Roof Piggy hitting that route yet again, being that nuisance player for him. Not sure they... Oh, Nister's reading it perfectly. He finds a 7th. He's on a streak right now. He's going to play his life almost perfectly, but he's got that cruise missile in the back pocket just in case anything bad happens. Chicago Hunted trying to fight on in through the front. Relic making his way around Maze. The shot's coming in, but Minnesota Floppr still laying down. That's going to be Joey getting that hard point time. They finally get him off the time, but Minnesota Floppr still around. You see Chicago Hunted. You see Roof Piggy. Is he swimming? He's swimming over there, trying to make a break. But at this point, you might have to rotate.
Yeah, Roof Piggy was playing a little bit of Zarqua Hydroelectric there. The sequel here on Subbase, but the rotation towards P3 is what matters most. Joey, headbutt into closure there, and that's going to be the early kill. Mister from the top rope finds one, finds two, manages to play his life in the back, leaving just closure after Relic is going to drop. But this is one of those parallel spawns you have to be aware of. You have to watch the mid pinch, the naturally occurring pinches at that spawns, the way they play in Relic. This guy's got a beamer on him. He's holding it down. Mister still in the back on a 5. Might as well pop this cruise because you're one off another one.
Looks like he's going to overlap right here because there's no reason to use the cruise currently, but you still have this pressure toward the backside of the map. Chicago Hunted very quickly getting back into this game. The Renetti slide onto the point. They break on in. 30 seconds left to get, and Nister having a legacy game right now. 13-4. Almost gets back-to-back cruise missiles, which would have been insane. Oh, he could still do it, actually. But Skitty trying to make his way around the back. Tries to cut down the player red door. Nister finds another glide bomb that he's not going to be able to use. But 13 seconds left on the clock. If you're Chicago, this is one you need to rotate to.
Indeed, this is one that you have got to rotate to. You've got to get the points on the board. You have to control warehouse, especially. So important for the control of this P5. But line jumps out, finds the 2-bullet headshot kill onto Relic. Alex finds the 2nd. Nister on the time. I mean, this guy 14-4, getting the hill time, doing it all. The outer push coming. He reads it, but unfortunately gets taken down by the help. Roof Piggy doing all he can, finds 2. However, Lime continuing to soak up time, even as his teammates fall, finds one, turns, burns, finds the 2nd. How is he staying alive on this hill, Jake?
Lime setting pace on the map and finding the kills. 13-12 so far. A lot of engagements for Lime currently. The cruise gets called in, wants to shut down this time for the time being, but you're going to find that kill onto your teammate. Not sure what you're doing there, buddy, but hey, it happens to the best of us. Minnesota Floppr still finding a lot of these kills. 127-57 through the first 2 hills, and now the turn goes back to P1, but don't forget, Zenny, no lead is safe on this game.
I have to agree with you there, Jake. And another important thing to think about, white time is a good time. I cannot stress this to you enough. On this map, it is better for you to guarantee yourself the power positions if you're the last player alive than just jump on the hill immediately. And especially true for Minnesota right now, is if they just continue to run this game clock down while they have a decent-sized lead, then they most assuredly can take the win. But Chicago Hunted doing a good job controlling top control, doing a good job controlling top P2, and while maintaining their hill. The kills, they continue to come through. Roof Piggy, this guy has been a menace all game. Chow's out for the third, is going to find it. And a nice 4 down on the side of the Floppr. And they're going to have to rally back from that hill and try to get towards P2.
And this is most definitely the turnaround you were looking for. The money hill's not normally P1. It's normally that P2, P3 turn. But, I mean, Chicago Hunted have soaked this P1 so far. You just need to get a couple more kills. Big kill out of Skitty right there, but the spawns flip on him. Minnesota Floppr find their way in toward the back. And now they're going to be in control of this P2. This is a big turnaround. Skitty's still alive, but he's unable to stay that way. But Closure and Roof Piggy still doing what they can. As long as you keep this time white for now, it's not the worst for the Chicago Hunted, but you'd love to bring this lead back into your favor.
Kills, pinstriped so far. Relic is here with the reinforcements. Skitty doing his best to find the kills. He finds 2 there. He's just going to stay down. He's going to make sure to rally as much time as he can. Finds the kill with the very last bullet. Is going to get taken down by the dead man's hand there. Relic.
Oh, the spawns.
And look at those spawns. That is what you want. But on the flip side, Minnesota Floppr going to have easy access towards top third, and Chicago, they're going to have to fight for it.
They most definitely are. Closure still alive over here in the spawns flip yet again. Back go Chicago Hunted toward that other side of the map. You see player 5 and player 1 running parallel currently. Not something you're used to seeing, but who's going to spawn where? Nobody spawning in the back, but now it should be the Chicago Hunted. I mean, the game decided for the Chicago Hunted that they would have those P3 spawns, and they gave them to nobody. So now Minnesota Floppr forced to break. This is Chicago Hunted, you know, golden key to find the lead.
Yeah, and honestly, even after, you know, before the spawn rework, after the spawn rework, it's still one of those spawns where it's so hard to read. Will they spawn back P2 or will they spawn completely out? And Joey, I mean, rotating with 32 seconds, even when his team has the old hill, this guy is making the big time plays. He wants to send Minnesota to a map 5.
And this is where Chicago Hunted kind of made it happen last time around. Can they replicate their bottom P4 hold? Gonna come up to these next few kills. The first one goes in the favor, but another one for Closure. Does he have reinforcements? He does not. Skitty's there, but he gets cut. Relic, the last one alive. Now the rest of the reinforcements will be coming from mid. The kills, green for a moment, but that tunnel control is all Floppr. And like you said, Zenny, that white time is good.
Yeah, white time is great for Floppr. Unfortunately, for Hunted, they managed to get on. They clear out Alex in the back. And the kills, they continue to fly through. Relic finding a kill with the trophy, call it a relic of his own. The kills continue to fly back and forth. Great map presence from the Hunted right now. They have all the power positions. Nister finding an insane kill, and look at that. He is going for the over-the-top pinch. He did it last time, made a crazy play, made it happen. It looks like they're trying to read it. He jumps over top. He manages to slide away, play his life with the reach out. Insane that would have been. The kills, they go the way of the Hunted. They find their 3 down, and now it's on Floppr to get this rotation off.
Now this is anybody's game, Zenny. This next hill could very well dictate the rest of this game. It doesn't look like this game is going to come down to time, as there's 2:11 left on the clock, but Chicago Hunted pull it within 27. Now you just got to break this hill, and you see Closure kind of making that long route happen through that top third area, but he's not going to read player 6 here. He hears the shots, though. Does the kill come through? Yes, it does. Now you have so many power positions against the Minnesota Floppr. You have to use them to your advantage, but Lime, he finds one. Joey up top. Can he find another of his own? Minnesota Floppr locking down this hardpoint time. They can't win it here, but they sure can get darn close.
Yeah, they get very, very, very close indeed. Here comes the next rally from the Hunted, but the cuts are clean play. Nister finds one. Chow's out, gets taken down by Rogue, but the trades are in. Alex, very clean. Closure from the top rope, jumps down, fired upon by millions of missiles. Taken down in an instant. Skitty jumps, stun kill, helps out Nister a lot. 10 seconds going by. It's going to be 6 seconds as P1 pops for the win condition. Floppr, all they have to do is hold Nister. Everybody on Floppr firing on all cylinders. It's going to be up to Relic. He's closest. Tosses the nade out. Has to challenge. 5 seconds is going to be enough. Jumps on the hill. Life yet for Chicago, but Nister on the back jumps down from the top ropes. Is he going to be able to find it? No, runs out of bullets, and Chicago clinging to life.
Closure making the play as well, jumping over top. Minnesota Floppr just need 3 seconds. This is going to be so hard to do, almost impossible, but the kill's still going their way. We saw a great P1 from the Chicago Hunted the first time around or the second time around, but now this is everything on the line for them. You don't want this to go to a game 5 if you are the Chicago Hunted, but it could very well do so. One break is everything. One Chicago Hunted kill, make it 3. They could very well make it happen, but Alex with 3, you gotta run at the point. He can contest. He's gonna have to play his life, and he does. 249 to 194. Can he get on the point? The contest is there, but that's gonna do it. The Minnesota Floppr send us to a game 5, Zenny.
Man, these hard points, they've been chaotic, but everything else has been less so, and now here is the challenge for Minnesota Floppr: overcome the S&D hurdle that we saw.
Floppr versus the Chicago Hunted. It's been a back and forth series, no doubt about it. Minnesota Floppr winning both hard points. Chicago Hunted going for the Neslo. Who will come up on top? That is the age-old question, Zenny. And now, off the break, 3v3. Life advantage, nobody. Chicago Hunted on that defensive end.
Yeah, Roof Piggy got a bit crazy there. I'm actually surprised that he managed to get one before getting taken down, but you know, manages to do just that. Closure holding the street side, backs Joey off. And right now, great map control from Chicago Hunted. It's going to leave Floppr needing some information. That stun's going to do just that. So they have singled out one player. The nade comes through. Relic runs right into it. Good EOD equipment there. And here comes the flying push. Alex and Joey single him out. Skitty is going to be the last defense on B.
He picks up nothing, and he really needed one right there. 3v1 scenario for Closure. I mean, if he finds anything, that would have evened the odds. But in the other hand, now it's a 1v3 Closure against the world. This is going to be a tough one to retake, but you got 37 seconds to do so.
He's going to hit the full wrap. You got the time for it, might as well. You know, what could hurt? Nister, though, jumps up, pops up, almost finds Closure there. That would have been insane to get that kill, but doesn't necessarily matter. 20 seconds, though, this is still doable with how close these players are. Manages to find one. If he can slide out, get Joey. Joey just got to throw some shimmies. Takes the full chow on the weak Closure, and he's going to find just that on the round. And that's going to lead Floppr up 1-0. But remember, in round number 2, Floppr also won round number 1.
And they rattled off 6 straight, Zenny. I mean, Chad might have not been there, but we were there. 6-1 in the favor of Chicago Hunted first time around. They looked very solid in the Search and Destroy game mode. Let's see if they can show it here in the game 5 where it matters most. Both of these teams most definitely want to get to 3-0 on the season so far. I mean, we talked about in the last series. I mean, you go 3-0 to start off the season, you almost certainly have a playoff spot locked in. It's not official, but it's very comfortable for sure. So, I mean, this third win of the season would be a very solid one. It's just up to Chicago Hunted or the Minnesota Floppr, I mean, to come and grab it. That B site looks a little bit softly held this round, so they're going the right way. It's just all about the execution.
Yeah, important to note, though, 2 has basically the entire range of info. He's going to see when these players cross, and he's going to start notifying that his teammates immediately, and there it is. Couple of players, they peek out. Alex Nister, they clean up fast. Relic, though, is through. Might be in his benefit to get this bomb down. Roof Piggy does find one player over towards middle. And no reinforcements over towards B for Minnesota yet. It might be worthwhile to just go ahead and get this plant down while Piggy's doing all the heavy lifting with these kills. Relic, my man, put the rock down.
He's getting that bomb down too. The one thing you got to worry about is Nister on the quick pinch. He's going to be there ASAP. and they're both focused on the front. You see Relic, he's trying to get that turnaround 1v2 scenario. Now Nister, not enough time to react. Chicago hunted. They get around to their own, and that was one that was almost most certainly going the way of Minnesota Floppr after the beginning. So, I mean, you'd love to see a bounce back like that. More of the Chicago hunted we're used to in the Search and Destroy game mode, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, some would consider that an unlosable for the side of a Minnesota Floppr, but those 2v4 situations, it's kind of a similar thing that we've seen with both of these teams in this S&D. They try to do a little too much, and they just allow Roof Piggy to find 3 kills in the round, working towards that cruise missile halfway there, as it were. And the early shots they come through, nothing. They don't really do too much besides just get a little bit of damage in for the stat board. But Roof Piggy, I mean, he wants more than some damage. He wants to find kills. Peeks, realizes that it's not going to be for him, and dips out.
He finds one, though, on the other side of the map. He picks up Lime. You see the Chicago hunted. They are leaning heavily toward that B bomb site. But as you see that, Joey, he pops out to try to maybe go that direction. But it looks like the comms come in that, we're going toward B. But not sure that's the right move. You see player 5 and player 7, Skitty and Closure, trying to lock this down. But it's going to be a 3-on-3 hit. Who's going to come out on top? The first gunfight means everything. And it's an explosion this time around. Closure gets one by the name of Nister and finds another one. So, I mean, a big round for the Chicago hunted. Sorry, I'm fumbling my words, but this is not over yet.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to lie to you. I was in that boat. I was feeling you. It's a good round win for hunted, blah, blah, blah. Go to the next round. But Joey, he picks up 2, and this is most certainly a winnable. Bomb is going to go down. Skitty should be there in time to pick up the kill off the bomb, and he will do so. Closure on the pinch as well. A great push onto the bomb, but for a second there, I got a little worried, Jake.
I did too. I mean, that was a big 2-piece out of Joey right there, but he's unable to finish it off. He gets the plant as well, but just a little slow on the draw. Skitty was ready for it, picks up that kill. Chicago hunted now rattle off 2 straight, giving shades up the Karachi search and destroy, but I'm not going to say all that just yet. It was only 2 rounds, and Chicago hunted were back on the defensive end. So now Minnesota Floppr, let's see what they can do on the defense. How can they shut down this Chicago hunted push? They took control of that B site a little strongly last time. Granted, it was a round that Minnesota Floppr should have taken home, but you can't throw away those rounds. You need every round you can get, especially against another 2-0 team from the likes of Chicago hunted. So Minnesota Floppr, don't overchow, don't overextend. Maybe you'll find a couple of these rounds, but they see the lean toward A. Lime's got it.
I like this play out of Minnesota Floppr. They realized that they gave up a little bit of too much control over towards the B zone, so they push up a little bit farther, and what a nade from Lime. Call him Kobe Bryant, Patrick Mahomes, whatever sport figure you want to call him, because he's got an arm on him. This was a nice shot. He shoots through the fence towards B1, finds a couple bullets, and right now, I mean, all right, you can sure use the munitions box. I'm not sure if it's going to do much of anything, but it's really on Minnesota Floppr to not give up the B area. If they get this up, a 3v4 retake would most certainly be difficult on the B zone.
Laying in some shots while he's on the ground. Chicago hunting, he can make their way over toward that B side. Relic's going to try to do it, and he makes it happen. He slides on across. Now that bomb site a little bit more open than it was before. They're going to lay that rock. Minnesota Floppr all leaning toward mid, but Roof Piggy doesn't hide himself from Alex. Yet. Joey now trying to make the play, finds another one. So now it's Relic against 2, 8 seconds left to go, and it's not going to happen. It was actually a 1v3. Minnesota Floppr play the defense well and even the odds at 2.
Yeah, it was a great round out of the Minnesota Floppr. They play their numbers after they get the early picks. They trade out on the B zone. Really didn't even need to trade out. Just continue to fly bullets over towards the bomb, find a couple of easy kills. And now they will be back on the offensive. And they've got to figure out what they want to do here. They want to figure out how they want to approach these rounds. Right now, it seems like they've been favoring an A push more or less. But so far, I think B has been the more successful site, Jake.
That seems to be the case so far. They're definitely leaning that direction. But looks like the Minnesota Floppr, they want to go toward A this time around. Not sure they saw Roof Piggy. I think they most certainly did. Lime's ready for it. The nade is there. Big first blood for them. Now, you can very easily hit this A bomb site. You see Relic, the only player kind of looking that direction, but the Minnesota Floppr are stagnant. They're waiting for another, kind of defender, but there's nobody there. They're playing slow. They're waiting patient. And it might pay off for them. They're getting the info they need, and Relic throws his life away. This is most certainly a bomb plant at the A site.
Yeah, bomb should be going down here momentarily, and I think this is just another thing where they try to do too much. They try to get flashy with it, and especially doing plays that you've already used. Floppr, they know Relic plays mid-tank. They know Piggy is capable of hitting up that right street and getting into train station. They know that these plays have been used so far in the game, so it's easy to counter them. Chicago going to have to come up with new material if they want to stay alive in this game.
Most definitely will. Skitty against 4. It's going to be a tough task, and he's not able to do it. Minnesota Floppr find a lead here, going up 3-2. And that's not the way you wanted to give it up if you're the Chicago Hunted. You gotta really go hard on those defenses, and it does not go their way. So now Minnesota Floppr in, prime position to find a solid lead here if they're able to go up 4-2. Don't want to get ahead of ourselves just yet. We've been known to do that in the past. Joey having a game, 8-3 so far, 3 plants as well. You love a player like that on your team, but you got to do it on the defensive end. Chicago Hunted, they need to win this if they don't want it to get out of hand.
Yeah, Joey, this is definitely his standout game. We've seen Alex, Nister, and Lime pop off in the respawns, especially in those hard points. Joey, kind of been the dirty work player. After all, he is carrying the bomb, and now he is really getting to show off that he has what it takes.
Oh, Lord.
Couple of shots fly through. The trophy is going to save Skitty's life as he plants this bomb. And 4v4, we go into the retake and closure. What a spot. He jumps out, gives away his position, only manages to find one before getting taken down. I'm not sure if I like that play, but it might not matter. Lime and Joey found 2 on the other side of the map. And there it is. Roof Piggy gets caught out. Skitty left the last one standing. Finds 2. However, Lime is there with the trade. Almost makes the 1v3 happen. And that's going to be Minnesota Floppr going up 4-2.
Joey with another big round as well. Gets 2 of his own. Goes up 4-2. And this is really, it's not match point yet, but these next couple rounds are for all the marbles here. This is serious business here, Zenny. Skitty almost makes it happen. I mean, that was just so darn close, but unable to do so. Let's see if Chicago Hunter can bounce back. They got to win a defense and win an offense, or at least try to make that 5-3 curse come into play. This is the dagger round right here, Zenny. We talked about dagger time and the HP, but dagger round in the search and destroy is truly where it comes into play. Minnesota Floppr win this one right here. I think it might be out of their hands. Minnesota Floppr might come home with the win here. Chicago Hunted. This is really where it matters.
I think Chicago doing a better job this round, playing disciplined, playing tight. Look at their setup. Patrolling mid, and number 6 Relic has gotten a ton of map control. Look at how far up their push, and look at how squished Floppr is. And there's the open pick. Roof Piggy. This guy has been a first blood machine for Hunted when they need him, and this is certainly a round where they need him. Joey looking to push up towards this B zone, trying to have a little bit more success with it. And I mean, that guy also going insane. Skitty getting some shots, taking a line with another Kobe grenade. Will not be able to find the kill, but Joey most certainly does. Relic can take it down 3 versus 3.
See closures on the chase. He runs into DVD, but Joey still holding it. Big 2-piece out of Joey. 12-4 now, showing up in the game 5. I mean, he's got more kills than the rest of his team combined. He's really coming to play here on Invasion, but this isn't over yet. Chicago Hunted could still shut down this push. Alex gonna play too fast, though. That bomb's gonna go down for free. It's gonna be Skitty left all alone yet again. 1v3, and you only got 44 seconds. Lime's locking him down from the rest of the map.
Yeah, he's on the opposite side of the map. His cross is being held by Lime. The help is on the way. He takes a lot of shots. I mean, his time is most certainly going to be dwindled. And any angle he chows, he is going to get lit up. Joey looking straight at him, rips him off the heady. And I mean, that is a round that, you kind of wish that you'd played a little differently if you're Hunted. Joey, 13-4.
I mean, the stars are aligning for Joey here in the game 5. He wanted this victory, and he's going to pull the team to it. I mean, 13 is unbelievable in 7 rounds. I mean, you can do the math there, folks. That is something else, no doubt about it. Now on the defensive end, this is where you can really close it out. The 5-2 is quite the lead here for the Minnesota Floppr.
4 versus 4 start off the round. No bloods as of yet. Made it a little longer in this round than we have some of the other ones. That's for sure. About even map control. I think it's looking like Minnesota, they want to give up B control because they feel the bomb is going to fly over towards A enclosure. Certainly looks like he wants to jump out of that door for sure. Roof Piggy doing what he can, and there it is. Closure gets through, jumps up on the sandbags. Alex gonna take a few pot shots, and here comes. All of them fly, all of them toss the nades. The kill comes through. Lyman is getting some shots fired on them. Relic, Roof Piggy. They find the 2. Lime though on the trade. 2 versus 2 now.
2 versus 2, and you see Joey on the pinch through the mid-map. Can he find one? He does. Last one alive is going to be Relic. Relic versus 2 to keep the Chicago Hunted alive. You got 30 seconds left to work with, but you're going to have to make quite the play. He's able to find one. It's left all up to Joey on the 4 streak. Can he close this how he started it? They're going to have to put the bomb down, and Joey might find the perfect timing. He does. Joey and the Minnesota Floppr win the series in 5. I mean, what a game there, Zenny. You're going to see the final score. 15-4 for Joey. 2,300 damage, and he had 4 plants. I mean, that is a certified...